In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Thursday, June 6th. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Thursday, June 6th MLB slate we got going down on Thursday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 5.58 thousand subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. You continue to do so if you're already subscribed. All right, if you guys are already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can reach out to a broader audience. If you're not subscribed right now, you are missing out on a phenomenal community on YouTube. That's what you see on that comment section down below, and on Patreon as well. And guys, just a reminder, this is Thursday, so it is game 1 of the NBA Finals. I highly encourage you, go to the NBA Finals bet video that we have that was posted yesterday if you want to know my suggestions on that game. And if you want to know the other player props and all that, you sign up for that Patreon link provided down below. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. In Oakland, our first game for Thursday, we have the Oakland A's 24-38 going against the Seattle Mariners 35-27. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the road favorite here, Seattle Mariners at a -140 on the money line, with the comeback of the Oakland Athletics at a +115. That run spread is at a 1.5, and the total runs at 7.5. For the public bet percentage here, 81% of the bets, 89% of the money on the Seattle Mariners here. No data for the run spread, and then the total runs, 97% of the bets, 80% of the money on the over 7.5 in this particular game. The starting pitcher matchup here, Bryan Woo, who this is his second year, I believe, so he is 2-0 with a 1.30 ERA. This is a young stud that they have here for the Seattle Mariners, going up against the JP Sears here for the Oakland A's, 4-4 with a 4.01 ERA. He's a serviceable pitcher, but has home run issues, relies on fly ball outs despite decent numbers so far this year versus righties. His xFIP tells me a worse story here, that there's going to be a regression, and right now his xFIP is at a 5.04. So regression should be coming away of JP Sears. Bryan Woo, on the other hand, has been very good, dominates righties. He has a 1.32 average, a 0.44 whip, and a 1.99 xFIP. His K rate should be a little bit higher. That's the only thing that should come back, because right now his K per 9 is at 5.86. In the past 2 seasons and in AAA, he was throwing well over 10 strikeouts per 9. So that should definitely turn around here. I'm going to be leaning towards the Seattle Mariners here, the better team in this spot. Give me them on the money line. And if I'm choosing the over and under, I think this is going to be one-sided with the scoring department. So I'm going to lean towards the under 7.5. Next game in Cleveland here, we have the Guardians 40-20 going up against the Kansas City Royals 36-26. This is not a remake, but the Wednesday game was rained out. So this is the Thursday game. They brought over Brady Singer in this spot here, but the Cleveland Guardians did not keep the same pitcher. They're going on to Tanner Beebe here. Looking at the current line right now, we have the Cleveland Guardians as favorites, -155 on the money line, with the comeback of the Royals at a +135. The total is set at 8.5. Now, looking at these two pitchers here, we have Brady Singer pitches worse on the road, worse against lefties as well. And Guardians have a ton of lefties that he is going to see. The Guardians literally could put up a lineup with 9 lefties. They were going to do that today, but obviously it got rained out. So it's going to be 9 lefties that Brady Singer is going to be seeing here. He has a 10% walk rate as well towards lefties, a 1.21 home run per 9, and a 1.35 whip. So his struggle is going to be each and every at bat here going up against these Guardians. Tanner Beebe on the other side here. He has a 3.74 ERA, a 1.17 whip. He's been very good versus right-handed bats, and that's going to be the majority of the Kansas City Royals, with a 1.79 average and a 0.74 whip. The 2.66 xFIP and the 31% K rate has been what stands out for him. I'm going to be going with the Cleveland Guardians here on the money line. I like the spot that Tanner Beebe's in, and I do not like the spot that Brady Singer's in. The question is, will the Royals put up some runs against Tanner Beebe? With this total at 8.5, I'm going to lean towards the under 8.5, but the main play will be the Guardians on the money line. In PNC Park here, we have the third and final matchup here between the Pittsburgh Pirates, 28-32, going up against the LA Dodgers, 38-24. And this series has been very, very intriguing here. The Pirates continue to win, and everyone continues to go back on the Dodgers. They got me. They definitely got me on Wednesday. So we're going to look at the odds yet again here for the Dodgers. Minus 190 on the money line with the comeback of the Pittsburgh Pirates at a plus 155. The total runs at 8.5. For the public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets, 100% of the money all on the Dodgers. People are coming right back to the well here. No way the Pittsburgh Pirates can sweep this team here. And looking at the total runs, 96% of the bets, 95% of the money towards the over 8.5. All right. Now, for the starting pitcher matchup, you got Walker Buehler. You see that name, you automatically think that this is a stud here. But right now, so far this year, he has struggled. 1-3 with a 4.32 ERA. Going up against Bailey Falter. You might not even know who that person is, but he's 3-2 with a 3.22 ERA. He's been solid this year. If we're looking at Bailey Falter. Now, Dodgers are a top 3 team against left-handed pitching. Falter is a left-handed pitcher. Started year well, but there could be some regression in his numbers. And he does give up versus righties a 1.41 home run per 9. So it could be a good spot here for right-handed bats on that Dodgers side. But you're talking about Walker Buehler. He started the year a little bit late here. Could this be his little preseason, this preseason that he's going through right now? Because he's not fully up to speed, and this is not usually what Walker Buehler is. He's been very shaky in his first 5 starts, and he's given up 6 home runs. All right, so he's been very questionable here. We got public all over the Dodgers. I'm going to be going with the plus 1.5 for the Pittsburgh Pirates in this game, and I'm definitely going to go towards the over 8.5. We have Falter, who is in a bad spot against the power right-handed bats in the Dodgers. And then you got Walker Buehler here that's been struggling so far this year and has given up 6 home runs in 5 starts. So give me the over 8.5 and give me the plus 1.5 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I wouldn't be surprised if they sweep. In Nationals Park here, we have the Washington Nationals 27-34 going up against the Atlanta Braves 34-25. Looking at the current odds here, we got road favorites Atlanta Braves minus 185 on the money line with the comeback of the Washington Nationals at a plus 150. The total spread is at 8.5. For the full game public bet percentage, 80% of the bets, 92% of the money on the Atlanta side, and for the total, 96% of the bets and 97% of the money towards the over 8.5. That's a little bit of a question mark here because I do see a profitable side here with Atlanta and their bats going up against Mitchell Parker, but will the Nationals put up runs is going to be the main question here. Ronaldo Lopez 3-2 with a 1.73. Mitchell Parker 4-3 with a 3.60 ERA. Mitchell Parker, has been very dominant against lefty. Well, no, excuse me. Braves have been dominant against lefties. Mitchell Parker is a left-handed pitcher here. They are top 7 in the league against left-handed pitching. So this is a favorable matchup here for the Atlanta Braves. Ronaldo Lopez here. He has been phenomenal with the Atlanta Braves. Last year, he had phenomenal numbers again, and it's bringing over into this season as well with a 1.73 ERA. He's just been very, very good throughout his stint here. And I'm going to be going with the better pitcher matchup. Plus, the bats do have advantages here on that Atlanta Braves side, going up against Washington Nationals here in Mitchell Parker. So give me the Braves at a minus 185. And I'm going to sprinkle on that run spread as well. I do see the Braves handling the Nationals handily. So money line and minus 1.5 for the Atlanta Braves. If we're going with an over/under, I'm gonna go towards the under 8.5 in this one. I don't expect the Nationals to put up that many runs against this Atlanta Braves team here, especially with Lopez starting. Next up in Yankee Stadium here, New York Yankees going up against the Minnesota Twins. The Yankees are 43-19, going up against the Twins 33-27. Looking at the current odds right here, the Yankees are home favorites minus 145. And then on the opposite side here, Minnesota Twins are at a plus 120. The run spread at a 1.5, and the total runs at 8.5. For the public bet percentage here, the only thing of data that we do have will be the total runs. 98% of the bets, 98% of the money, all over the over 8.5 runs in this particular game here. It's going to update soon with that data. Well, it's not out right now because the game for Wednesday is still going on. So they do not have no information yet who's going to be betting on the third and final matchup here between these two teams. All right, now the starting pitcher matchup: Pablo Lopez, 5-5 with a 4.84 ERA, going up against Marcus Stroman here, 5-2 with a 2.73 ERA. Pablo Lopez has been horrible versus the Yankees. His batter versus pitcher is really, really bad. Over 300 batting average, giving up to all of the Yankees hitters in multiple home runs, especially Aaron Judge as well. And his road ERA is at a 5.03. So he pitches worse on the road, and you're in Yankee Stadium with a whole bunch of power bats. That does not add up very well for him. Marcus Stroman, mostly right-handed lineup that he's going to go against in the Twins, and that is right in his wheelhouse where he's been very, very dominant with a 0.45 home run per 9 and a 194 batting average with a 0.99 whip. So he's been absolutely phenomenal at home, absolutely phenomenal against right-handed hitting. And the Yankees are in a spot to sweep the Minnesota Twins here. And I think they're going to continue that winning streak leading into their Dodgers series here. So give me the Yankees on the money line. And if I'm going with the total here, I think the Yankees put the hammer down on the Twins. Give me the over 8.5 run. Next up in Great American Small Park here, Cincinnati Reds 29-33 going up against the Chicago Cubs 30-31. Looking at the odds right now, Cincinnati Reds are home favorites at a minus 130 with the comeback of the Cubs at a plus 110 and the total set at a 9.5 here. This is a hitter's ballpark. That's why you get a little bit of a higher total, similar to Colorado. So the pitcher matchup here, Javier Assad going up against Hunter Green. Assad has been phenomenal this year, 4-1 with a 2.27 ERA and a 1.18 whip. And Hunter Green, who has been 3-2 with a 3.44 ERA and a 1.16 whip here. For Hunter Green, he is literally facing the team he just played. He just faced the Chicago Cubs, and they tattooed him for 5 earned runs in 6 innings. Pitches at home, and when he pitches at home, it is worse with a 4 ERA, and he's given up 17 earned runs at home as well. So this is not a good spot for Hunter Green, facing a team that knows his pitches and very familiar with him, and the fact that he's pitching in this ballpark that tends to give up a lot of runs. Javier Assad on the other side, in a short sample size, has a very good batter versus pitcher going up against these Reds hitters, and he's continuing his hot streak. So I'm going to be going with the underdog here in the Chicago Cubs to bounce back, which could be a loss against the Chicago White Sox. I expect them to bounce back from that and go up against the Cincinnati Reds. Get this win here. Like them on the money line, and if we're going with a total of an over under 9.5 in this type of ballpark against Hunter Green, who they're very comfortable with, I'm going to lean towards the over 9.5. Next up, we have the St. Louis Cardinals here, 29-31, going up against the Colorado Rockies, 21-40 here. Looking at the current odds, big home favorites in the Cardinals here, -250 against the poor and putrid Rockies at a +190. The total is set at a 7.5. For the public bet percentage here, 94% of the bets on the Cardinals, but 85% of the money on the Rockies here. So this is going to be a public dog here in the Colorado Rockies. A lot of people are taking that +190 against this Cardinals team here. For the total runs, 98% of the bets, 99% of the money towards the over 7.5. And that's very curious to see that much. Sharps and public on with the money on the Colorado Rockies here. Maybe this is one of their main parlay pieces so far right now, but this is not a good matchup. And the reason why I say that is because starting pitcher here, Cal Quantrill, is not good at all. He's 4-4 with a 3.84 ERA. Sonny Gray has been phenomenal, 7-3 with a 3 ERA. Now, with Quantrill, May and April, he had a 5.34 ERA. In May, he had a 1.71 ERA. It's the only thing that has brought his ERA down to what it is right now, because he reverted right back in June in his last start, 8.31 ERA. So this ERA is horrible right now for Cal Quantrill in March and April and in June. The only good month was May. He's given up a 40% hard contact to lefties, and he's going to see a ton of left-handed hitters in this Cardinals lineup. Brendan Donovan, Alec Burleson, Nolan Gorman, who has a ton of power, Brandon Crawford, and Mike Ciani. So those guys there are in perfect positions going up against Quantrill at home. And if we're looking at Sonny Gray here, good thing that this game is at home because he has major home road splits. Right now, he's pitching phenomenally at home with a .93 ERA, a 30% K rate to both left and right-handed hitters, and he's given up a very low whip and a low batting average as well. So this is a perfect spot here. I'm going to fade the public. Give me the Cardinals on the money line, and give me the Cardinals -1.5 as well. If we're going with a total here, this is Colorado Rockies outside of Colorado. I'm going to go towards the under 7.5. I expect a phenomenal game from Sonny Gray as well. All right, let's move on to the next. Last but not least, we have a Sox and Sox matchup here. Boston Red Sox going up against the Chicago White Sox. White Sox 15-46. Boston is 31-31. This will be in Chicago here. We have road favorites, Boston Red Sox at a -225 with the comeback of the Chicago White Sox at a +180, and the total run set at 8. Looking at the public bet percentage here, 91% of the bets, 97% of the money on the Red Sox here. And for the total, 97% of the bets, 98% of the money towards the over 8 runs here. And that could literally just be one-sided with how many runs the Red Sox could put up against this pitching staff here in the Chicago White Sox. The pitcher matchup here, Tanner Houck, he's been phenomenal this year, 5-5 with a 1.85 ERA, going up against Jake Woodford, who is 0-1 with a 6.23 ERA. Tanner Houck, he would have a way better record if he just had a little bit more run support from the Boston Red Sox, but this is a better position for him because these Boston bats should have a field day against Jake Woodford. He only had one start so far this year and already has a 6.23 ERA, so I had to go back to last year's numbers, and he is an absolute gas can, okay? So versus lefties, he's given up over 300 average, a 2.31 home run per 9, a 1.71 whip, and a 5 xFIP. To righties, he's given up a 296 batting average, a 1.85 home run per 9, and a 1.77 whip, and another 5.54 xFIP. So across the board to lefties and righties, this man is not good at all in Jake Woodford. So this is going to be another confident play here in the Boston Red Sox that you can definitely take on the money line and definitely consider that -1.5. I do expect the Red Sox to put a spanking on these White Sox here. And for the total set at 8, it could be very one-sided, like I said before. Give me the over 8 runs in this one as well. All right, so that is going to be the slate for Thursday. Let me know in that comment section down below, what are your thoughts and opinions on the Thursday slate? Is there a team that you expect to upset? Let me know down below. Is there any props that you want to talk about as well? Also, if you want the premium plays, you sign up for that Patreon link provided down below. If you want your information on the NBA Finals of Game 1, that's going to be in the main hub of the YouTube channel as well. And I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out.